Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
PU Computer Science online classes. In last class, we know that some important concept from chapter SQL commands, that is maybe our features of SQL or maybe some of the important SQL softwares, that is called about our Oracle, MS Access, SQL Server, and also we know that the history and later the SQL architecture. In today's class, we are going to learn about the SQL commands. We know that why, because the standard SQL commands are used to interact with relational database management system. So the relational database management system in simple words called as the table. So that means we can say that such one, all those commands we are using while going to create the table or to interact with the tables. So the standard commands are create, select, insert, update, delete and drop. So totally there are 6 standard commands of SQL. So the command of SQL, the first one is the create, select, insert, update, delete and the drop here. So we can say that the commands can be classified into groups based on their nature. Why? Because in first class only I already said about the SQL language classification. So the SQL are classified into 2 groups. The first group name is called as the DDL, data definition language, and second group name is called as the DML, data manipulation language, and we already know some command join with our DDL and some are with the DML. So in this concept we are going to learn about some of the basic command of the DDL and also the basic command of the DML. With that also the definition and functional of the DDL and also the some of the features of the DML. So first of all, I am going to start from our first thing, the first group name, that is called as the DDL, and we know the full form of the DDL, data definition language. So in our data definition language, we can say that the DDL define the conceptual schema. Now what about what's the meaning of the schema, or which one is called as the schema here? So we can say that the schema means the database object, or we can say about our schema object. So in our table, why? Because we know that here by using the table we are going to enter the data in our table. So such one is called as the database. So the database object or the schema object that contains the data, correct? No, that contains the data here, and by using such a data we are going to govern or perform the operations on the data. So such one is called as the schema. Clear the point? What's the meaning of this schema? This schema only, that means maybe we know that by using the table we are going to collect the information, and after collecting the information by using such data we are going to perform some of the operations on data. So such one is called as the schema, and we know that our DDL define the conceptual schema, and the DDL providing the link between the logical as well as the physical data structure. So what about our logical or the physical data structure? Why? Because the DDL define our physical as well as the logical data structure. Now let's some of the meaning or the explanation about our logical data structure. The conceptual schema. and this conceptual schema deals with the logical structure of the database. So this schema is also calling as the logical level. Why? Because what we are going to learn in our conceptual schema or the conceptual level, they just only we know that what type of data is stored in the database, correct? Yeah. So which type of data we are going to store in our database, or maybe the relationship between the data, and also we can say that the complete view of the user requirements. So whatever the data the user needs to enter into the database, so it is called as the complete view of the user requirements, and without any information, that means here without any information, or we can simple words we can say that it hides the complexity of the physical storage structure. So this is, so all those are going to learn in our logical structure of the database. That means what type of data we are going to store in the database, the relationship among the data, and also the complete view of the user requirements without any concern for the physical implementation. We are not going to enter any data by using the level like our, or by using our level like our logical structure of the database. And what about our physical structure of the database? Why? Because such a physical structure is also calling as about our internal level. And what's the task we are going to perform in our physical level? Why? Because this physical level describes the physical representation of the database. What's the meaning of the physical representation of the database? It describes how the data is stored or physically stored in the database, and how the data we are going to organize on the database. So this is called about our the logical as well as the physical structure of the database. So we can say that our DDL define the logical, the conceptual schema. The meaning of the conceptual schema is called as the logical as well as the, or providing the link between the logical and physical structure of the database. And such a logical structure of the database is called as the schema. Clear this point here? The logical structure of the database is called as the schema, and we know the meaning of the schema. The schema means database object, or we can say about our table that contains the data and performing some operation on the data, that is called as the schema. And also the one more thing is that the second name we can say that, why? Because this sub schema. So what do you mean by a sub schema? The meaning of this sub schema means it is a way by using a specific application, by using one software, we are going to view the data from the database. Clear this point here? So the meaning of this schema means by using some of the data we are going to perform the operation, and by using this sub schema, the meaning of this sub schema means it is the way by using some software we are going to view the data from the database here. So this is the definition or the meaning about our DDL, that is called as the data definition language. And let's the next thing about the functional features of the DDL, or the functional or just only the characteristics of the DDL, data definition language. So what are the characteristics going to join in our DDL? The first characteristics we can say that the DDL define the physical characteristics of each record. So what it going to define? That means here we can say that it going to define the physical. So what are the physical characteristics are going to join? The physical characteristics are the length of the column. Clear this point here? The fields of the fields length. Why? Because we know that the column only call as the attribute, fields, correct, and the column. So many names are there, or we can say as the attribute here. So it going to define the physical characteristics. The physical characteristics means the fields name. What's the name we are going to provide to the column name here? So the fields column name here, the fields length and the fields logical name, and also specify the relationship among the records or the relationship between the records here. So this is the first functional functional features about our DDL. And the second features we can say that the DDL describe the schema as well as the sub-schema. We know the meaning of the schema by using the data we are going to perform the operations here, and sub-schema means by using some specific application we are going to view the data from the database. It also going to describe, that is called as the schema as well as the sub-schema. And the third features we can say that the DDL, okay, in this case the DDL indicate the keys of the records. While going to create the table we are using some keys, and what's the meaning of the keys and why we using the key? The key meaning here just only to establish the relationship between the table, to establish the relationship between one column to the another column. Clear this point here, the relationship between one column to the another column. So some of the keys we are going to use, the keys are primary key, maybe the candidate key, alternate key, only call as the secondary key, and super key, and also the foreign key. So while going to create the table we can use any of the keys and the key using to establish the relationship between table or between the columns. Clear this point here? So this is about the third feature. And the fourth feature we can say that providing the relationship between the record and the fields. Why? Because we already know by using the key we can create the relationship between the tables here, and also maybe the relationship in case you want to make some relationship in between our records or in a table, then by using our DDL, by using the command like our DDL, we can make the relationship between the records. And also such a DDL provide the data security measures, that means it providing some security to the data. So this concept applicable in our DDL. And also the last features we can say that about our the DDL provide for the logical as well as the physical data independence. So what do you mean by here? Why? Because many data independence are there. The data independence, that means here maybe internal level is there, conceptual level is there, and also the external level. So it provide for the logical and the physical. So what about the logical data independence? That means we are going to make some changes in between conceptual and the external, so no effect to the internal. Or maybe physical data independence means maybe some changes in between internal and the conceptual, but no any effect to the external. So it also going to perform in our DDL definition. Clear this point here? So some of the definition or some of the functional feature of the DDL, that means the physical characteristics of each record. So it going to define something about the column name, the column length here, and the column logical name, and also specify the relationship between the records. And the second features we can say describing some of the schema as well as the sub schema. And the third one indicate the fields of the record. Clear this point here? That means some of the keys we can use in our table. While going to create the table we using some of the keys. And later the fourth point we can say that providing the relationship between the records and also provide the data security measures here. And finally we can say about our provide for the logical as well as the physical data independence. And after completing some of the functional feature of the DDL, now let's the next thing about our few of the basic command of the DDL. So the first basic command of the DDL is called as the create. Clear this point? Why? Because here I divided into two parts. The first one is called as the command, and second one is called as the description. That means the meaning, whatever the meaning, why we using the create command. So we can say that the create command is used to create a new table. Clear this point? To create a new table, view of a table, and other object in the database. Why? Because the object only called as the table. So we can say that the first command of the DDL, the first command is called as the create command. So the create command is using to create new table or the creation of the table, or after the creation we can view the table and also other object in the database here. And later the second command of the DDL, that is called as the alter command. So why we using the alter? What's the meaning of the alter? The meaning of the alter is called as the modification, updation. Clear this point here? So we can say that the alter command, that means modifies an existing database object. Maybe in case you want to make some changes in table, that means the changes we can by using the command like our alter command. So modifies an existing database object, maybe by using the table we can make some changes. Okay, and later next one, the third command of the DDL, that is called as the drop command, DROP, the drop command. So why we using the drop command? So such a drop command is used, why? Because to delete an entire table. So whatever the table we created by using our create command, such a table so going to remove by using the command like our drop command. So deletes an entire table, view of a table or other object in the database, everything possible by using command like our drop command. So finally we can say that three important commands of the DDL. The first command is called as the create command, the second one is called as the alter, and the last thing is about our drop command. And after completing some important concept in our DDL, data definition language, the important concept, that is definition and also the functional feature, and after that the few basic command of the DDL. Now let's the next thing about our DML. So what's the full form of the DML? So we can say that the full form of the DML is the data definition language. Clear this point here? The full form of the DML, that is called as the data manipulation language. Okay, so why? Because the DDL we know the full form data definition language, and the DML full form is called as the data manipulation language. Now after knowing the full form, now let's some of the functional features of the DML. So the first functional feature of the DML, we can say that the DML provides the data manipulation technique. That means some of the command going to join with our DML are, the commands are insertion, deletion, update, modification, okay, replacement, retrieval, sorting, display of the data. Clear this point here? So all those operations we can perform by using the command like our DML. So this is the first functional feature. Why? Because we know that the insertion command. So what's the use of the insertion command? We are going to, after creating the table, maybe you want to insert any data. Such insertion of data is possible by using command like our insert into command, and maybe any data you want to delete from table by using delete, or maybe in case you want to make some changes in data, maybe update or the modification command, and maybe you want to fetch the data. What's the meaning of the fetch? That is called as the accessing of the data from the table by using command like a select command, or maybe any replacement, or maybe any retrieval. The retrieval only called as the accessing of the data, or maybe you want to make some arrangement in data. The arrangement means maybe ascending order, or in case of the descending order, such one is called as the sorting. And finally the display of the data. That means after that maybe some data you want to select, you want to access from the table, that is called as the display of the data. So the first features we can say our DML providing some of the command. The command are insertion, deletion, update, modification, replacement, retrieval, okay, and later also the display of the data and the sorting. And the second feature we can say that not only the command DDL command facilitate the use of relationship between the records, that means providing the relationship between record. The DML also facilitate the use of relationship between the records. That means we can say that here, so it providing, it connecting, it making some relationship between one data to the another data, from one record to the another record, maybe from the same table table or maybe by using the different table, it possible to create the relationship between the records here. And the third features, we can say that the DML enable the user as well as the application program to be independence of the physical data structure. So what's the meaning of the independence of the physical data structure? That means we can enter any kind of data in our database. There is no any restriction. So the third feature, that means we can say the independence of the physical data structure. It enabling the user as well as the application program, this software, okay, to be independence of the physical data structure. And the last features of the DML, we can say that is the DML provides here the independent programming language. So DML, that is called as the SQL language or the DML language. The SQL only, why? Because the SQL is classified into two types, that is the DDL and the DML. We know that some command with our DDL and some command join with our DML here. So such a DML language is the independent of the programming language and also supporting several high level programming languages like, so several high level programming languages are, one is the COBOL and second language is the PL1, okay, and the third language we can say about our C++. So it is supporting several high level programming languages. The first one is the common business oriented language, procedural language 1 and also the C++. So all are the supporting language of the DML. And after completing some of the functional features of the DML, now let's some of the few of the basic command of the DML. So what are the command? Why? Because we know that the DDL contains some of the command. The command are create, alter and drop. Now the command, so the basic command of the DML. So the basic command of the DML are insert, update, delete. So what's the use of the insert command? That means insert the record, okay. So after creating the table, we are going to insert the record one by one into the table. We know the meaning of the record. A single entry in a table is called as the record. The record only called as the row tuple, correct? Row tuple and also the record. So we can say that insert. So the insert command is used to insert a record. Clear this point here? To insert a record, to create a record, we can say that here in simple. And later next one is the update. So what's the meaning of the update? That means maybe in some changes you want to make in record, so modifies a record. Clear this point? So insert is using, why? Because to insert a record, to create a record, okay. And later next one is update, modifies a record. And the last thing about our delete, that is called as the delete a record. Maybe some record you want to delete, such one we can by using the command like our delete command. So all are the command, the basic command of the DML. So the basic command of the DML are, one is the insert, second one is the update and third one is called as the delete. And later after completing, the next command is about our DCL. So what's the full form of about our DCL? The full form of the DCL is called as the data control language, okay. The data control language, and it contains some of the command. The commands are, the first one is the grant and second command is called as the revoke. Clear this point here? So the grant and the revoke. Now what about the grant? Why we using the grant command, or what's the meaning of the grant command in our SQL? So it gives the permission only called as the privilege. Clear this point? It gives the privilege to the user to perform any kind of operation, maybe the creation of the table, deletion of the table, updation of the table, or drop the table here. So whatever the operation you want to perform by the user, so such operation is possible by using the command that is called as the grant command. First of all, we need to take the granting permission from the user, okay, to perform any kind of the operation. So we can say that it gives the permission or the privilege to the user. And the second thing about our revoke command. So what about the revoke command? Why we using the revoke command? So takes back the permission granted from the user, whatever the permission we provided, okay, we given to the user, such permission going to take back by using command like our revoke command. Clear this point here? So this is the meaning about our DCL, and DCL full form is the data control language, and it contains two commands. The first command is the grant and second one is called as the revoke. And after that the DQL. So what's the full form of the DQL? The full form of the DQL is the data query language, okay, the data query language, and the command is called as the select command. So why we using the select command? Why? Because to retrieve, the meaning of the retrieve is called as the accessing of the data from the table. So retrieves certain records from one or more table by using command like our select command. Clear this point here? The meaning of the select command. Why? Because whatever the record you want to access from the table, so such accessing we can by using the command like our select command. So all are some of the important point in our SQL command, that is called as the SQL standard commands are the create, select, insert, update, delete and the drop. So and after that we completed some important concept about our DDL functions and the basic command of the DDL, and also the DML, some of the basic command and functional features of the DML. Then about our DCL, the commands are grant and the revoke, and the final, that is called as the data query language, and the command is called as the select command. Next concept about our, why? Because we already completed the concept. The concept is about the last concept, the DDL and the DML, some of the basic command of the DDL and the DML here. And later next thing, the next important concept in our SQL, data types in SQL. So in our SQL, so before going to tell about the data types in SQL, now let's some explanation about our data types in SQL. So in our SQL, data type is an attribute. So why I started the word is an attribute? Why? Because we know that the attribute is called as the column, the fields of a table, and we know the data type mostly going to use in table column. Maybe the column name is integer, then data type going to use int. Clear this point here? Maybe in case you want to use maybe the number, then data type going to use int, and maybe the column name is the name, then data type going to use as the char or the varchar, and maybe it is a floating point number, maybe the float, and the real the data type going to use in table column. So the SQL data type is an attribute, and that specifies the type of data of any object. Why? Because the object is called as the table. Clear this point here? So such a column, the data type mostly going to use in the table column, and the each column variable and expression as related data type in SQL. Why? Because maybe the first column, the data type going to relate in table, many columns are there, and such a data type going to relate from one table to the another table. And also we can say that these data type mostly going to use while creating our table, or simply you would use this data type while creating your table, and you can also choose the appropriate data type on table column based on your requirements. Maybe I already said, why? Because maybe depend on the column we are going to select the data type. So many types of the data types are there. So our SQL server offers 6 category of the data types. So the 6 category of the data types are the exact numeric data types, floating point numeric data types, date and time data types, and the last thing we can say about our character and the string data type. Clear this point? So we can say that now shall we start from the first thing, that is the exact numeric data type. So in our exact numeric data type, mostly the data type going to use, that is the int and the numeric, and we know that maybe employee ID, student ID, and here we are using the numbers. So when you are using the number, then you need to use the data type. The data type is the int, or we can say about our numeric data type. And this second data type we can say about our floating point numeric data type, may be any fractional, maybe in case of the salary, and mostly salary, otherwise any kind of the number. In case you are going to use in fractional point, then we using the floating point numeric data type. So the data type are, one is the float, second one is the real, and we know that the float mostly going to use for the decimal fractions, okay, and later next one the real, that is called as the exponent form, okay, yeah, and later next one the third data type we can say about our date and time data type. Maybe in case while going to enter the database information, sometime we need to enter the date, so such a date we can enter by using the data type, that is called as the date, and sometime also we need to use the time data type. So here something I written, that is the time, date, and from, and the to. So in our time date, the date going to start from the January 1st 1753, we can enter the date in our database, that is from the January 1st 1753 to till, or we can say that to December 31st 9999, till that we can enter the date in our database. And how we are going to enter the date in our database? So such entering of the date is possible by using stores a date like the August 9, 2020. Clear this point? So how we are going to enter the date in our database? We are going to enter the date. First of all, we need to write the month, okay? So month is the August, or maybe the day is the 9, and later next one is the year, that is the 2020. And after completing next one, the time, how we are going to enter? Why? Because we know that the date and time is using to enter the date and time data types here. So the time going to enter or stores a time of a day like 12:30 p.m. Clear this point here? The 12:30 p.m. we are going to enter. And the last data type we can say about our character and the strings data type. So maybe in case you want to enter the one character, okay, in database, then mostly we are using the data type. The data type is called as the char, that is called as the character, but we are not using character, just only the data type going to start by using char, and the varchar. Now what's the difference to the char and the varchar? Maybe you want to enter a group of characters, then we are using the varchar, that is called as the variable character. So totally 6 type of the data types are there, and going to use in our SQL. The data type are the exact numeric data type. So exact numeric data type contain int and the numeric, floating point numeric data type, that are float and the real, date and time data type to enter the date as well as the time, and later next one is the character and the string data type, and using, why? Because to enter one character by using the data type char, and maybe you want to enter a group of character, then by using the data type is called as the varchar. Thank you.